So I posted a lot of videos within the last few days. So I just want to make one short video to sum everything up. I was recently traveling. Didn't take plane this time and drove. There came a part of my trip where someone else decided to tag along and join and do some driving. So I decided to play some poker. So I started playing. I was a little bit more active on here. And long story short, let's see. I would say within the last 9 days, I've played 7, 8, 9. I played 9 tournaments. Now, my numbers were great because at one point I was 6 for 7. But then the last 2 days, just nothing, like just as I expected. Just as I also showed in previous videos, if you go back, you'll see that same pattern, and you'll hear the anger and frustration within my voice that matches. So, long story short, I've cashed. And I took screenshots, and you guys can go back and look. But I cashed 6 tournaments, and I final tabled most of those tournaments. I did the bad beats. They just got worse and worse and worse, believe it or not. And it's now to a point where even if I fold these great hands that you're really not supposed to fold pre-flop, I was doing that, and I showed you guys why within a particular hand. Now I want to play these 2 videos. Now I know it's just 2 that I'm showing, but it's been like this for days. It's been like this. It's usually like this, but not as I didn't want to say as bad, because it is as bad like this all the time, but it progressively gets worse the more that I win. It's the weirdest, strangest thing, but I'm pretty sure there's other people that share that same experience, and they do because they comment on my videos sometimes. So I want to show it. The first bad beat that I caught was on here, and the reason I don't have them all again is because I was traveling, and there was certain times where I just didn't, because it was either too loud and stuff like that. And my whole trip I wasn't driving. I was on the plane, and I didn't want to record on the plane. Just certain things. So I'm just gonna show it to you here. This is the first one. Alright, so I just recorded this, and today it's the 27th. It's the 28th. But I couldn't win at all. Again, going back to that 200 mark, all of a sudden, just nothing, no matter. And real quick, with the player that I lose this hand to, I just want to let you know, I did not mark them, but it was like a light switch that went off, and you can see where it takes place within this video. It does get, even though I get out of the tournament, and you may not see it, but they continue to win hands like this. It's the strangest, again, common occurrence, strangest thing. No matter what, nothing. Now, before I could hardly even get hands, win hands, getting sucked out on, constantly over and over, having to fold ace, king, aces, kings. And this is pre-flop, just to survive. And here it goes. But now I'm playing, like I said, this is the one reason why I didn't like to try to play bigger tournaments, because every time it seemed like I tried to go play bigger tournaments. It's this light switch that I'm talking about on other sites, even on this site, but it just seems like the fuckery is just 10 times harder, 10 times worse. And it's not that the players are good, because most of the players aren't, and they're still the same ones playing. That was me. They would have hit a 10 on the river. That's a little bit smaller than this, but
Again, here's this light switch I'm talking about.
It's just complete bullshit, and I just want you guys to see this.
Matter of fact, I want you to, wow, okay, I just noticed something. Look at my betting on this one, and then the next one I show you when I have pocket queens. This one I have pocket tens, the next one I have pocket, but look at my betting and look what happens when I bet. I just noticed this. Just look.
I'm telling you, just on nines or tens, whatever, and I jam. They always hit. They always wind up with some type of ace 10, ace 8, ace 7 or something. They always hit their fucking ace. But when it comes to me, no ace in sight. No ace in sight. Going back to an old, nothing. No matter how, and you guys see, I mean, I posted the evidence. I can final table just about any tournament. I final table just about every tournament. Yes, there's gonna be times where you just don't make it, but
Look at my betting.
Let's just see. Let's see. I'm not even gonna jam. I'm just gonna raise because I know what's gonna happen. Here we go.
11,007.
Look at that shit. Look at that.
All right, so I want to show you the next one that happened yesterday, the 28th of June. Let's show that one.
So I gotta share this.
Now, the reason I'm showing this, just to recap, I didn't record many hands. I know I was talking about the bad beats almost every hand, and this is it.
With you, and I just want to tell you guys this before you watch the clip. I am in the same exact tournament right now. It is Tuesday, June 28th. This is nothing that I recorded and then talked over. No, I was recording while doing this. I was telling you exactly what was going to happen, and I was actually in the process of telling you.
I did it in the last hand too,
and it happens. Bad beat on me every time. I don't know how much more I can show and tell you guys. It's so there. It's so obvious. It is so rigged. Just watch the clip and see. Yes, in the clip I talk about bad beats can happen. It's bound to happen. I say it so much. But for it to happen every time, that's mathematically impossible, and that's what's happening. So if it's mathematically impossible and happening,
that's
then
a
it's
fact.
something that's
Almost
been
every
done
hand I played, bad beat on me.
So watch the clip. I'm in the tournament. I'm talking about it. I get this
cash
hand,
game, tournament,
happen,
everything.
And it happens. The bullshit continues to fucking happen. All right, so I just jumped into this tournament. This is my second buy-in to the tournament. The very first hand, I get
very first hand.
Pocket sixes. I flop a set of sixes.
Flop the set of sixes.
The board comes 6, 9 of hearts, 4 of hearts. I turn a full house, and then the river comes a 8 of hearts. And I jam because I have full house. Now they could have a better full house, but what really are they gonna have there? The board was raised pre-flop. They're not a big stack, so they're not their range isn't wide. Now I know everybody doesn't play the same. I understand that, but long story short, they roll over a bigger full house with a 9, 9-4, 9-3, 9-4, something like that. So this is the same shit that I'm talking about. The very first hand.
Sorry, not sure if I made a mistake there and I just caught it. The board was 6, 9 of hearts, 4 of hearts, and the turn was another 9. I think I said 8. So it gave it, I had the full house, but then they had a bigger full house because they had 9-4 offsuit.
Second hand, flush draw. They have king queen. They have nothing. I have a flush draw. I hit a pair. Again, the river gives it to them. So it's like, so I just started recording. So I'm gonna pause it. But when I get an interesting hand and I start calling it just like I called the kings in the tens in the last video, then I'll just start collecting. So you guys can start seeing again, because I've already showed this stuff, but you guys can see again what I'm talking about. It's not every hand is a bad beat. Like this doesn't happen. Not even in casinos.
And what I mean by every hand is almost every hand that I play is a bad beat on me. So if I'm in the hand, somehow it's a bad beat, especially if it's an all-in pre-flop or all-in on flop. I'm for sure to lose. So that's why, and you guys see me do it actually in some of the other videos where I fold like ace, king, kings, a few other things pre-flop that you normally wouldn't do, that most players don't do. I want to say almost every player don't do, but I have to do it because I know what's gonna come. And I state it here, and while I'm stating it, this stuff happens, and I'm showing it to you.
So don't give me that bullshit either about variance and blah blah blah. Well, if you guys want to go that far, then fuck it. Math. Let's do math and variance and all this other bullshit. What's the fucking odds of me getting a bad beat every fucking hand and losing, but then there,
I'll tell you about 98%.
In return, I can't do the same. I can't bad beat out or whatever, hit these magical odds to win.
Fucking one outers and two outers.
People. You know, this is happening over and over and over. These same.
And you guys will see it here. Just the other day, I also talked about it, where there was a bad beat where
coming on and winning.
I have I had ace king, and the two players had king queen. On the board, it flops a queen. Then I turn a king, and then on the river it gives them their one outer. Now it's not just one player with a one outer; it's two players with a one outer on me. They hit a full house on the river, king queen. I have king ace. They both have king queen. Again, flop. Third card on the flop is a queen. The second card on the turn is a king, giving me the better hand, and somehow again a queen on the river. How for their one outer? How magical is that? And the same shit happens in this same thing, but this time they didn't have king queen. You'll see what they have
over and over and over. When I can hardly.
And I also did mention that story in a previous video as well.
Win two hands, but they're winning hands over and over and over. Come on. And it's not just once, it's not twice, it's not 3 times, it's not 50 times, it's not 100 times. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So let's be real.
I'm surprised I didn't get jammed on. I'm so surprised I didn't get jammed on. Now watch this. Now
So, I'll just just wanted to see what's gonna.
Look, I was gonna go all in like
I just want
last
to see what's gonna
time,
happen.
but then I
want to see
thought
what's gonna
about it.
happen here. What I'm noticing is the big stacks. For some reason, they're getting outflopped.
There's no trapping for me.
Somehow just running.
I try to trap, I wind up getting trapped.
It's
so that's how it happens on this site. Only on these sites.
I don't want to say funny. It's really not funny anymore. It just adds to that that feeling of you just can't trust this site with these sites. But I didn't know I was gonna get queen, so we're gonna raise and see what happens.
You see how this perfectly lined up? I started recording.
I'm gonna tell you the outcome before it even happens.
Here's the outcome.
And I get jammed on. They're either gonna have a
I raise, I get jammed on.
Most likely 10s or 8s. Sometimes even 9s.
What did I say? 8s?
And they're gonna hit their card they need.
What did I say? Hit their card they need?
Straight for them. Now,
go back.
The other instance that's gonna happen is somehow they're gonna wake up with pocket aces, but most likely ace king, and they're gonna hit whatever they need. Look at this. So what I've been doing is folding stuff like this.
Yep, I've been folding stuff like that.
It is a $1.65 tournament. I'm only gonna call because of that reason, because I want you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not saying see, because I mean it's bound to happen. Sometimes you're just gonna lose, but in nasty spots. But for it to happen every single time.
Look at this.
Look at that. Look at.
So that really sums it up at this point. And at this point, I mean 1:20 in the a.m. Wednesday, June 29th. So I won. Well, I didn't win any, but I've cashed and final tabled 6 tournaments. Out of the 8 or 9. And once I hit around that $200 mark in profit, which I talk about this in previous videos, old videos, the odds of me winning just completely just gets demolished. I go from, about 70 to 80% all the way to just 98%, 97%, just losing. Every hand that I'm in, that I am actually playing, if I don't fold, is a bad beat. I know it's just two of the hands, but there's multiple hands. I used to be able to, when I was on ACR, I would just go back and show you guys the replay. Again, talked about some old videos when it comes to Betonline. It doesn't let me do that. I tried doing it on the Mac version. I couldn't find how to do that. Plus, I just really don't want the app on my computer nor on my phone. I use the web version now. I don't want anything to deal with them except when I'm, playing and showing you guys what's going on. So I think I said that I'm going to try to download it on my Windows, because I partitioned my computer, or just get my Windows computer and try to do it. But when I finally get around to it, I'll go back and I'll try to notate these hands that I just described to you, so I can actually show you, because I want to show you guys as much as possible, because I think it's only fair and right for you guys to see, because again, I'm talking about it. So I just wanted to give you guys that preview of the week. I cashed a whole bunch of tournaments, then lose every hand, bad beat. So, and it only gets worse.